Hey vey. Okay, so a few days ago I released videos that have not aged well. It's fine. I'm often wrong. If you remember, I released a video originally that said I was super non-impressed with ChatGPT. That was wrong. I released another video saying that Google won. That remains to be seen. We'll see. But the theme of today's video is about the future of search and particularly information foraging and information strategies. So, there's mixed results. Search is here forever. Search is toast. I'm falling into the camp that search is toast. So while this is going, I will show you what I mean, and we'll explore this together kind of in real time. So I've looked at how I have actually ended up using ChatGPT. I don't use it for homework. I don't use it for writing fiction. I sometimes use it to brainstorm. So like you see this one, like basically like doing a little bit of research. Oops, I canceled that. Only one message at a time. Okay. Anyways, it'll probably finish loading. So like I did do a couple videos where I used ChatGPT to help, and I actually I can figure out how to get ChatGPT to write fiction, like basically be a co-writer. But honestly, it ends up taking just as much energy and concentration as just writing. So I don't think AI tools, brainstorming, planning, okay, sure. Certainly it can help with like coming up with character ideas. But the actual act of writing, I think, is going to be a human thing for a while. That being said, this is very early, so we should expect it to replace it eventually. But mostly what I end up using it for is research. And when I say research, I don't mean like scientific research and connecting data, but I mean gathering information. So rather than going to Wikipedia, rather than going to Google, rather than looking for blogs, I ask the questions here, and I basically tell it, here's what I'm trying to do. Here's the information that I have. Help me fill in the blanks. And because this tool has semantic understanding of what it is that you're trying to achieve and you can explain it, it is really good at filling in the information that you forget. So like in this case, I was researching my video on my other channel, and I was talking about the golden age of Athens. So I was like, okay, tell me about the golden age of Athens and who are the greatest thinkers? Because I remembered Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. I forgot Democritus. I know Hippocrates, Pericles, Thucydides, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Here's a good list. So rather than having you go out to Google and be like, who are the greatest thinkers in the Athenian Golden Age? This already has the context of it, knows what I'm doing, and it also kind of already has the right tone. And I'm like, great, give me these people, and then we can talk about other aspects. So I can already have a very meaningful conversation with this tool. Let's see if it is gonna be done. No, I think I have to regenerate. Okay, I'll let it finish regenerating. So after taking a step back, I realized that it was that this is mostly an information needs tool. And so this comes from library and information science, which my fiance is a master's degree in. And so this is where I learned it. So like librarians get this. We have information needs. All problems are fundamentally and foremost an information problem. And so what do I mean by information needs and information problem? Well, let's see what ChatGPT says. Information needs refers to the information that individuals seek in order to fulfill their personal or professional goals or to satisfy their curiosity. Information needs can range from finding answers to specific questions to acquiring knowledge about a certain topic or event. Everything that we do in life is aided by information, and so therefore we all have information needs. Whether it's how to find the right doctor, that is information. Medicines you should take or shouldn't take, that is information. How to find a job, how to do your job, how to find friends, how to be a better friend, how to communicate with relationships. Everything that we do is an information, or is partially an information need, which is why we have such big brains. So information needs are universal, and that is why ChatGPT and the upcoming Bing are so useful above and beyond Google, or old school search is what I'll say. So I'll say search. So search is about, okay, I have an information need, let me go find the document. And that's basically what Google and other search engines have done, is they have figured out how to search billions or trillions of documents so that you can find the document that you need. That's all that the web is. It's a giant decentralized document server. And so that's what search is. But now we have a new way of interacting with information. The goal has never been host web pages. That was just the method. The purpose, the information superhighway of the internet is about finding and delivering information. And so large language models give us a new way, a fundamentally new way of interacting with information. And so rather than it just being an interface to connect you to that information, it can be a repository and a brand new, sorry, I didn't say that quite right. Search was an interface to just connect you to the repository, right? But now large language models can be the repository. And that is a fundamental paradigm shift. They will still, like, Bing cites its sources, which is great. I think that we're going to end up in a new paradigm above and beyond that. Again, this is all brand new. This is rapidly evolving, as is my understanding, which is why I'm often wrong. I have powerful intuition, but intuition is fast, and if you don't have enough information, you go in the wrong direction. It is what it is. So information needs. That is the theory of it. All right, so now let's talk about information foraging. Information foraging is a term of art that comes from library and information science, and the definition is it is used to describe the process of seeking and acquiring information, just like an animal forages for food. This term often is used in the context of information retrieval, and it often refers to the way in which people search for and find information online or offline. So information foraging is when you say, okay, I have general information needs. How do I go find it? And in some cases, it's kind of passive, such as with scrolling on social media, right? So one of my chief information foraging methods is I go to YouTube and the stream, right? It's like, okay, the algorithm, this is a recommendation system, this is a type of information foraging. YouTube has figured out the kinds of things that I am likely to click on. Nuclear powered aircraft, finance. It knows that I love the infographics show, that I love Sabine, and a bunch of other stuff. Flight test, I love this. The Y-Files, I am a sucker for some good conspiracy theories. And so this is what I mean by information foraging is I don't know what I'm looking for exactly. What is this? I really wish I could unsee this. This was a fail, YouTube. Yeah, so they throw in random stuff every now and then. That's my excuse, because I generally don't click on anything with Alex Jones or Joe Rogan. But there's Joe Rogan again. Anyways, sorry, getting sidetracked. Information foraging. Where do you go to look for things that you don't necessarily know what you're looking for, but you have an appetite for information? Television and radio used to be a good information foraging. Newspapers. These are all tools and methods to perform information foraging. Information retrieval refers to the process of locating and retrieving relevant information from a large collection of data, such as a database or the internet. Again, search engines, this is a type of retrieval. But with chatbots like ChatGPT, information retrieval is now interactive, as if you're basically talking to a librarian, and that is basically what Bing does since it cites its sources. Information literacy, this is a really critical concept. So if you ever know someone who is super gullible, like they just read stuff on the internet and believe it all, information literacy is one of the best predictors for belief in conspiracy theories, for going into various, I won't say any specific, but the cult-like corners of the internet. People with low information literacy, basically what this means is they're not able to discern what is a good source of information. Information literacy, the ability to identify, locate, evaluate, and effectively use information. It involves the development of skills and knowledge that allow individuals to navigate and make use of the information landscape. So what's not specified here is what it's like to not have good information literacy, and also to validate the sources. So let me go ahead and ask this. Let's talk about information literacy a bit more. What does this imply? How does it intersect with infodemiology? And so I have the benefit of I've got a lot of knowledge that I can draw on, but if I didn't know how to ask this question, it would be really difficult to get to what I'm looking for from ChatGPT. That is one big difference, which is why I also study cognitive architecture, Because what I want to be able to do is use these large language model technologies so that the machine will be thinking about me and building up a theory of mind or a model of me, and then it will be able to anticipate my information needs. That is one of the key differences between humans and large language models right now, is large language models can anticipate the next few words, but they cannot yet fully anticipate the information needs of someone. They can with the right framing, and maybe I'll do a video on that. Let me know in the comments if you want a little bit more about theory of mind and anticipation of information needs. I think that could be a good thing. All right, so let's see what it says about information literacy and infodemiology. Okay, so it repeats the definition of literacy. Information literacies are essential for individuals in the digital age, where access to information is easier than ever before. However, the sheer amount of information can make it challenging to find accurate and relevant information and to critically evaluate its credibility. Perfect. That is the core essence of information literacy, is understanding validity, relevance, trustworthiness, that sort of stuff. Information literacy and infodemiology intersect in that they both are concerned with the study of information and its impact on society. Infodemiology is the study of the distribution, determinants, and consequences of health information and misinformation in society. This is because of recent world events that I won't say out loud, but you get it. You get the idea. It seeks to understand how information, particularly in the digital age, affects public health and well-being. Infodemiology recognizes the importance of information literacy and ensuring that individuals have the skills to navigate information landscape, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so basically vaccine reluctance, as well as anti-masking are pillars of information literacy and infodemiology. Okay, now please speculate on the impact of LLM and chatbots like yourself on the changing landscape of information needs, information literacy, and information foraging. For instance, I am using you to replace Google search. All right, so I asked it to speculate, so let's see what it can do. It might dither and say like, oh, well, I'm a language model, so I can't. But we'll see what the language model says about language models being used for this in the context of information literacy and information foraging. Now, is it just me or has it gotten much slower since they allowed for upgrading to Plus? I was really concerned that because originally it looked like that there was going to be two different levels of quality, but it looks like they're not doing that. It looks like you get the same model and the same quality. It's just much slower if you don't pay. Okay, so the rise of language models like me and chatbots is having a significant impact on the changing landscape of information needs. It doesn't actually know that when it said this is having, it doesn't, it's imagining that it is. I could tell it that it isn't, but it's kind of rolling with the tone. Information needs, information literacy, and information foraging. Here are a few ways in which this is happening. Convenient access to information. Chatbots like myself and language models provide instant and convenient access to information. By simply typing a question, individuals can receive a relevant answer in real time. This can help individuals to quickly fulfill their information needs and make more informed decisions. This was obviously what wowed everyone about the Bing presentation, was that it's like, here's my information problem. And not only does it give you often a good answer, it will also cite its sources and then pop those up to the side saying, here's my evidence for this information that I gave you. Improved information retrieval. Language models like myself have been trained on vast amounts of text data, allowing us to provide more comprehensive and accurate answers to users' questions. Sometimes. This can make information retrieval faster and more efficient and reduce the time required to find information that individuals need. I will say yes, like Google Foo, does anyone remember that? Some of us got really good at search and rapidly zeroing in on the right information, but this allows the machine to help curate that information very directly. Let's see, enhancing information literacy skills. Chatbots like myself can help individuals to develop their information literacy skills by providing guidance and support in evaluating the credibility of information. For example, I can provide context and explanations for the sources and accuracy of the information that I provide. Not really, it's making that up. Bing can. Unless they're doing something in the back end that I'm not aware of, but it's not citing its sources. In theory, hypothetically, yes. One thing that is implied here is that your information literacy is less important if you're interacting with an intelligent machine, that it itself has some level of information literacy. This is what folks like Sam Altman and Satya Nadella are talking about when they talk about safety. They want to make sure there's other aspects. They put a little bit of their own morality into it, but more importantly, they want to make sure that the information that they're providing is accurate and verifiable. But this, of course, opens up the excuse me, the entire question of who owns the information, who gets to determine what truth is. And I could do another video on that about epistemology, specifically beliefs, evidence, and consensus, or lack thereof. Okay, so then changing information foraging behavior. Chatbots like myself are changing the way that individuals forage for information. I basically told it that, so it's just parroting it back to me, rather than having to search through multiple websites. Okay, so this is okay. I'd like you to speculate about how things will change in the future. Speak more broadly about society, for instance. Maybe also work, education, politics, and news. Yeah, let's see what it says here. So while it's generating, I'll say like, okay, so this chat here, I was researching another video where I was talking about hunter-gatherers and farming and the caloric efficiency of various behaviors. Also, see how much faster this is going? It's interesting that it's so wildly inconsistent. Okay. And then I was researching a company that wanted to call me. I was researching autism. I was researching wabi sabi. I was brainstorming chapter. So this is kind of how these chatbots are kind of settling for me. Obviously, people use it for different things. I'm not using it to make $30,000 a day like some people are claiming, but it is a very useful tool. Let's see. Work. In the future, chatbots and language models may play a greater role in the workplace, assisting employees with tasks such as data analysis, customer service, and scheduling. That's kind of generic boilerplate. Education. In the field of education, have the potential to revolutionize the way information is delivered and learned. Yes, I am using chatbots for my own information needs, and I think that this is going to continue, which means that education could really change because of this. So I do agree with that. Politics. In the realm of politics, chatbots and language models may become important tools for disseminating information and communicating with the public. Yes, this is actually one of the potential uses of my Raven project, is to be an interface between you and government, whether it's local, municipal, state, or federal. One idea is that if you have an information concierge or an autonomous cognitive agent that can be your go-between between you and the government. Just a possibility. I actually got that idea from other people who think that is a possibility for the future. Finally, news. In the future, chatbots and language models may play a significant role in the way that which news is delivered and consumed. For instance, individuals may be able to use chatbots to receive customized news feeds and so on. This is actually something that we're talking about in my startup. One of the things that we want to do with Raven is, rather than you search Reddit or Twitter or anything else, maybe you can use a chatbot or a language model or my Raven architecture to just have a conversation with the news about the news in real time. And then of course it can cite its sources and so on. But yeah, okay. So I think this is a good enough place to stop. I just wanted to share, like, okay, this is how I'm actually using this tool. And now that the shiny newness has worn off, it's like, yeah, this is a useful tool, and it definitely has a place. I do a lot less Googling. I didn't really notice that until other people pointed out, like, oh yeah, I don't even use Google anymore. So no wonder Google is panicking. But again, I think that competition will be good. And this is an existential threat for Google, totally. So we'll see how it plays out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful.